Maiden, Banton, First Class Ton earns Somerset's draw. Matt Renshaw had 146 runs on day 3 at the Cloud County Ground in a strong Somerset response to Essex's first innings total of 505 declared. With 7 wickets in hand and 146 more needed for parity, the match was heading for a draw. Tom Banton emerged alongside James Rue. Lewis Goldsworthy replaced overnight as a concussion precaution, and he was a more than able replacement. The approach typically attacking from Banton as Somerset sped past 400 with ease and to a 50-run partnership from 95 balls. With a single, Banton moved to 50 from 66 deliveries, and parity was now less than 100 away. Lawrence was on the end of some punishment by Banton. 3 sixes in 1 over saw Somerset quickly go to 450. Rue at the other end had been much more circumspect, and with a single off Critchley, he moved to 50 off 133 balls. When they headed in for lunch, Somerset were now only 25 behind, and Banton was 7 away from a ton. He romped to the century, up to the mark with a single off Critchley, a pump of the fist almost as soon as he made contact. 3 figures chalked up for the talented 23-year-old for the first time in first-class cricket. He followed it up by sweeping Critchley for 4 to move Somerset to 500 runs. And with a booming 6 to finish the over, Somerset had moved into the lead. There would be no defeat for the side from the southwest this time. Another boundary to Critchley, really starting to take some punishment now, moved the value of the 4th wicket to 150 runs. But after suffering at the hands of Banton, Critchley finally removed him, caught down the ground by Lawrence for a sensational 126 off just 120 balls. Not a problem for Somerset. Gregory and Rue solids 2, their partnership worth 50 off 61. Gregory would depart on 29, sent back late by Rue and unable to make his ground, run out by a combination of Walter and Buttleman. With a single off Critchley though, the 18-year-old James Rue had a maiden century, scored off 209, a great moment for the young man in the early stages of his career. Overton fired Critchley down the ground for 4 more to move Somerset to 600 runs. It was starting to look like batting practice now. But Critchley had his man, Overton stumped by Buttleman for 7 off 6, tee taken with the fall of the wicket. Somerset declared during the break, and after batting for 10.5 hours, facing 454 balls and scoring 234 not out in the first innings, Nick Brown fell caught at second slip off Siddle for a duck. With Tom Banton brought on to bowl, the game was essentially dead, and after twirling away for a maiden, the two sides shook hands and finally agreed on the long-expected draw. Not the result Essex had been looking for. A couple of weeks that had started with them insisting they were part of the conversation for the title had ended with them losing ground to their championship rivals. The deficit is now a hefty one, and it'll take something remarkable for them to finish the season on the top of the pile when the LV County Championship returns in a month's time.